Okay, so I gotta talk about this because this has literally happened 2 days in a row and it's getting kind of annoying. And this is my low, by the way. So, you guys know that I always try and do the 16-hour intermittent fasting, right? Well, believe it or not, when I do it, I always turn the stopwatch app on my phone. Go to the clock app on your phone, or stopwatch. Press start, and when it reaches 16 hours, 16 hours, is up. It's basically my way of being like, okay, it's like the nearest possible second when I started it, right? So obviously, it'd be the nearest possible second when it ends. 16 hours is still 16 hours. Literally the last 2 days, and keep in mind, there are times that during the 16 hours, I do look at the clock to see how far I am. Not that I'm hungry or anything, I'm just curious. So, I had to go to the bathroom really early this morning, to 3 o'clock in the morning. And by that point, I was just over 8 hours in, because I had started at just before 6:54, or maybe it was basically before 5 of 7, which means it'd be 5 of 11 o'clock this morning when the 16 hours is up, because 7 to 7 would be 12 hours, and plus another 4 would be 11. So there you go, 7-Eleven. I like going to 7-Eleven. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Literally, I checked the clock this morning to see how far I am, because at that point, I was definitely well over 10 hours. So going on 11, and the clock's at 0. Literally at 0. Huh? I didn't press stop or reset, nothing. The clock just went back to 0 for no reason. And it's happened 2 days in a row. It happened yesterday, but I decided to ignore it just simply because, because occasionally it does happen, but this is literally the first time it's happened consecutively. I do not like that. I mean, yeah, from how I just described the story, I have a good grasp on when the 16 hours is going to be up. But, again, the point of using the stopwatch app is to have the exact nearest possible second when you start, so you know exactly when the 16 hours end. Because even not just for, let's say, doing the 16-hour intermittent fast, but let's say you're working hard at something, you want to make sure you get every possible detail right to get the most out of it. And that's exactly what this is. I want from second 1 to second, hold on. Doing a little math here. Okay, from second 1 to second 57,600, because that's actually how many seconds there are in 16 hours. I literally have the calculator up on my computer now. That's what I just did. Let me get rid of the calculator for a second. I am obviously focused on what I'm doing. Well, let's say that I didn't pay attention to the exact second. Let's say I start at, for example, let's say I start at 6, which would mean at 10 o'clock, that's when the 16 hours is up. At what time at 6 o'clock did I do it? Because remember, there's 60 seconds in a minute. It could be 6 o'clock and 15 seconds. But when it gets to 10 o'clock the next morning, it'd be, 10 o'clock and, 5 seconds. That's not a full 16 hours. So it's a bust. Hey, listen, I take stuff like this very seriously. I don't know what to tell you. But that's enough. That's enough of my low rambling for today. My point is, I'm just really annoyed that my stopwatch is getting back to 0 when I don't do anything to it, is the point I'm trying to make. Although, What do you know? I just gave a lesson to kids about hard work and discipline, by the way. Anyway, what was my high? Um, my high was I got a little in a little text chat with my mom. That was really nice. She actually goes to work today, so I'm sort of wishing her the best because over the last like week and a half, she really hasn't been feeling well. Don't worry, it's nothing serious or anything. Just it's. I mean, we're getting to that time of year when stuff is going around. That's obviously not COVID, so that's pretty much what her problem was. But she's fine. Or she was, I mean, when I saw her on Monday, she said she was feeling better. Although I will admit, I think I may have gotten what she's gotten. Not to the severe level that she had, but, I wake up and I swallow something and I'm like, oh, good Lord, I don't have a sore throat, do I? Okay, it's not sore, but I'd still rather not have that feeling. So, yeah, so I got, I remember to say, I remember saying thank you and appreciate you, love you, stuff like that. It was nice. And I got to see my dad yesterday too. Oh, talking to him is always brings me some joy in life. And I saw my grandma, which goes into my act of kindness. I actually because like my grandmother has a dry clean to do, so I took the dry clean to the dry cleaners for her. She doesn't really do stuff like that much anymore. I mean, she just turned 87 years old. You know, she can't really do that much. I mean, she can engage in with an intelligent conversation and stuff. Yeah, it's great, but it just comes with getting older. I mean, if my grandfather on my mother's side was still alive, you'd be more the same kind of. We don't wish these things to happen, but they do. That's how it is. Wow, that sounded really dark, didn't it? So, good morning and happy Wednesday, everyone. Or happy hump day. I should start off with saying happy hump day and then end it with saying wonderful Wednesday. Keep the alliteration thing going. Huh. Maybe I should do that. I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Has anything been going on this week? Well, I mean, tonight the Masked Singer premieres, I believe. Hold on, let me check. Oh, a special 2-night premiere event. Okay. There's gonna be wow, really? 2 nights? I didn't know that was gonna happen. Let me check just to make sure. Where's the oh, okay. So it looks like we have a guaranteed 4 episodes so far that are guaranteed to. I mean, everyone knows that the Masked Singer is technically all pre-recorded and everything. In fact, they probably did everything like a month ago. But, still really cool. Although I'm actually, last night was actually, I'm like thinking, wait, didn't The Voice premiere already? And it turns out The Voice already started on NBC, which makes sense. They always do The Voice after America's Got Talent is over. But I'm thinking to myself, like, wait, you have, The Voice, which is essentially like the new version of American Idol to some degree, and you have the mass. Basically, you have two of the biggest broadcasting channels on television, and they're both premiering singing related shows this week. I just bring this up because usually I don't think they really do that. At least not to my knowledge. I mean, I guess maybe they want to try to have like competitive ratings or something. I don't really know. And I will admit, I used to watch The Voice a lot, but really I only watched The Voice for like the auditions and seeing the judges interact with each other and talk to each other and pick, try and try and convince singers to join their team and stuff. Like, seriously, The Voice is good for like the first couple of episodes when they're having the auditions. And then, like, it gets kind of boring. I mean, at least with America's Got Talent, every act was going to be most likely different. I mean, yeah, you'd have some that were technically the same in terms of what people did. Some people, a couple of acts really sing well. A couple of acts, do some sort of talent or, trick or magic, stuff like that. And that's cool. But it always varies to some degree. Just singing for the most part is exactly what it is. It's singing. I mean, I literally could show up exactly how simple that is by singing myself right now. But I won't, because pretty much no matter what I sing in this day and age is going to get me striked. I mean, seriously, there was never a problem with like having music for the longest time, and then, the copyright stuff had to go off. Like, really? Well, that hampered a lot of creativity. Seriously, if I knew how to edit, I would definitely like do a lot of, stuff like that. Well, then again, that's the problem. If I learned how to edit, because here's the thing, I have no idea how to edit anything at all, but I watch a bunch of YouTubers that do, and editing takes like a really long time, and it can be hard. So, honestly, the format I have right now is good. I mean, I've been doing this for 1,361 days right now. So, yeah. I guess for the most part, they've all been pretty... Well, there was that really one bad argument I got with my dad. But then again, it did happen on a Saturday, and for the most part, everything else on Saturday was really good. Yeah. I really have not had a day that one would legit constitute as, like, really, really, really bad or awful. So, I'm doing pretty well. And, let's see, today would be day 61. So, let's say the 100 days would end right now, and every other day, including today, was bad. I would end it with a D. We don't want a D, though. We want, we'd much rather have an A, or, a B or something. I don't know. I actually once saw, like, how Facebook sometimes has, like, those old-timey, like, photos of, like, does anyone actually still remember or use these anymore? And then someone brought up, like, the old handwritten report cards. I actually did have handwritten report cards growing up. And then they showed, like, all the subjects and whatever and what grades there were on this, like, example sheet. And I'll never forget, because they had handwritten grades at St. Mary Our Mother. And I could never get all A's. Before anyone says anything, it had nothing to do with my study habits, because, I actually I did a pretty good job of retaining information at the time, and, my parents were always able to help me when they could. It had nothing to do with promptness or anything. Literally, the reason why I could never get all straight A's was because of handwriting. Yes, handwriting was a legitimate subject in school. There is a word that describes how I'm really feeling about that, but I shouldn't say it on camera. So I'll just end everything with saying, happy first day of fall, everyone. Yes, it is the autumnal equinox today. So, if you're really looking forward to fall, we're here. Like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me on social platforms on YouTube. I am very humble in this video for every you guys watching Joe for today. Hopefully you have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I completely forgot the day already. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, we'll be here to lend ears on you back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.